We share the instinct that if we think a little longer or plan harder, we can map our way out of being afraid. When you face a sudden threat or massive uncertainty, your brain's default programming kicks in. It tells you to hesitate, to wait for more information. Remaining perfectly still creates a psychological vacuum. Without any new information coming in from the real world, your mind fills the empty space by constructing catastrophic worst-case scenarios. Standing still presents a much greater danger than the external threat itself. Inaction provides the exact environment your anxiety needs to spiral out of control. You simply cannot think your way out of uncertainty. Staring at a problem for another 10 hours will never cure the fear of solving it. Mental illusions only grow in the dark. Forcing yourself into immediate physical movement breaks the vacuum and shatters the trap of stillness. Operating under intense pressure requires a counterintuitive approach. The first inversion is replacing massive, endless preparation with small, iterative movement. Think about being completely lost in the woods. You have zero direction. The only logical first step is to pick a heading and start walking. By making the smallest decision, you generate immediate data unavailable while standing frozen. Even if your first steps take you in the wrong direction, you've gathered vital feedback. Hitting a dead end generates a new data point, allowing you to rapidly reroute and keep moving forward. The reality of taking action rarely matches the terrifying disasters your brain was predicting moments earlier. Taking action does not require you to feel confident first. It is the physical tool you use to manually dissolve anxiety the moment your foot hits the ground. The second inversion flips how we view self-doubt. The feeling that you're a fraud, often called impostor syndrome, acts as a major tactical advantage. Contrast internal doubt with blind overconfidence. When you operate with a rigid ego, assuming you already know everything, you create a closed mind. In a highly complex, chaotic environment, refusing to listen to your team guarantees failure. Feeling a bit like an imposter sends a quiet signal. It proves you have genuine humility. That humility makes you highly coachable. You become hyper-observant of your surroundings, and you willingly ask the critical questions that arrogant leaders ignore. Experiencing self-doubt provides the exact psychological filter you need to absorb new data, adapt quickly, and solve the problem in front of you. The final inversion reveals the counterintuitive reality that discipline equals freedom. We are often taught to view strict rules as a restrictive cage that limits human choices. Consider the alternative. Lacking personal discipline to control default behaviors, finances, physical health, daily schedule, inevitably makes you a slave to your own neglect. Enforcing hard, non-negotiable standards essentially automates daily life. The path forward locks into place, allowing you to execute without burning energy on indecision. This philosophy has deep historical roots. Elite military units figured out long ago that imposing extreme internal structure is the only way a team can survive total external chaos. Establishing strict discipline creates the absolute prerequisite for achieving true freedom in your life. It ensures you dictate your own options. Operating successfully under intense pressure requires 3 commitments: abandoning the luxury of absolute certainty, dropping the ego that demands you know everything, and embracing cold, hard discipline. Taking that very first iterative step outside of your comfort zone will always feel terrible. Your brain will beg you to wait. All of that dread and paralyzing anxiety exists exclusively on the threshold. The moment you force yourself through the doorway and take action, the fear begins to evaporate. You have to stop waiting until you feel perfectly ready before you participate in your own life. The absolute certainty you are looking for does not exist. So what is one concrete action you can take in the next 10 minutes?